Empress here, coming to do what did I call it? What in the Jupiter, okay? If you hear some noise in the kitchen, my son is just putting the dishes away. But yes, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Okay, I hope it was all that you hoped it would be. Okay, I hope you got to see your friends and your family. And, you know, I hope it was a beautiful holiday for you guys, okay? So, let's get into Jupiter, okay? So those of you that have been watching me for a while, and especially those of you who are my private clients that were with me last December, you know, I had been doing some like live webinars that had to do with my manifestation courses. And at the time, we were preparing for the great conjunction that happened on December 21st, okay? And, you know, there was a lot of energy of what would be the breakthrough now that Jupiter was going into Pisces, which is it's the ancient ruler of Pisces. Okay, so what's good, Shamika? So, and happy holidays to everybody again. But basically, you know, we had Saturn and Uranus, which are still in this awkward square basically till next year. And it felt like, you know, the gifts were delayed. Okay. We had a lot of important transits this year, some big solstices and some big eclipses. What's good, Tamila? But Jupiter is going back into Pisces, and this is the second time. And the last time that it was in Pisces, which I believe was in January of 2021. What's good, Sugar Plum? It was in retrograde. Okay, so this time that it's going to be in Jupiter, it's going to be in forward motion. Okay, and it's going to be there, I believe, until April, maybe around April 12th or so. Okay, and then it's going to go into Aries. Okay, and then it's going to be there for several months. What's good, Laura? It's going to be there for several months, and then it's going to go back into Pisces again. Okay, and it's gonna stay there, I believe, from October 28th to like January 20th or something like that. Don't quote me exactly. December 20th, okay? So the point of this is the last couple of weeks and the lives that I was doing, I kept saying, we're getting gifts. And like I said, Jupiter was the ruler of Pisces before Neptune. Okay, so it's at home there, basically. This means now that we're having this forward motion over these next couple of months, there will be gifts, okay? Some of these gifts, and I strongly believe, you know, being in the 12th house of Pisces, will be spiritual gifts. They're going to be a lot of spiritual breakthroughs, okay? There'll be in other areas as well. There can be areas that maybe you've hidden from yourself, or maybe karmic situations that you haven't wanted to address. I feel like the universe will be pushing us to look at those situations so that way we can move forward with the gifts that we're supposed to be receiving. What's good, Pink? Okay, so I just wanted to lay a little groundwork for what we're gonna be talking about, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna light some Palo Santo and some incense, and then we're gonna throw some signs, and we're gonna take a look at, I didn't do any pre-shuffle or anything, okay? I just normally on Sunday mornings, I do a lot of research, you know, with astrologers for the coming energy. And when I did my research this morning, you know, it occurred to me that the Jupiterian energy that's coming in is most likely the reason why the last couple of weeks I was feeling led that we're about to hit some spiritual gifts, okay? So it came into focus for me when I was doing my normal Sunday routine. Okay, just getting a good burn on this Palo Santo here. Light this incense as well. All right. What's good, Cynthia? Okay, so I feel like this is what we should be concentrating on because Jupiter is going into Pisces, if I'm not mistaken, is Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, let's roll the dice first. So we have Capricorn, and we are in Capricorn season right now. We got Sagittarius, Jupiterian energy, right? And we have Scorpio, all right? So and you know, this week, if I'm not mistaken as well, this is the week that Taurus North Node comes in and Scorpio South Node comes in. So there's a lot of big energy happening this week, okay? Shall we do some numbers? Where's my numbers? Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why I can't. Oh, here it is. 12. And it's going into house 12. We're in month 12, right? 3, Spirit's number. And 5, okay? So 12, you know, also reduces to 3, okay? 3 is there, that's Spirit's number, and 5 is change. So expect some change to be coming in. And because it was 12, you know, the hidden spirituality, all right? Okay, so let's get into Isis. Let's see what she has to say. How was everyone's Christmas? Or holidays, I should say. You know, we got Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. There's a lot going on. You know, how was your holiday season? Truths unveiled, the revelation of Isis. Okay, so remember, I just said, okay, that we're going into the 12th house. Okay, this is a lot of energy of what is hidden, what we have hidden from ourselves. Okay, this is also, you know, the house of spirituality, right? Occultism. You have the brother in darkness overcoming negative energy with feminine power. You know, I was doing some research this morning. Like I said, this is my normal routine to do on Sunday mornings. And there's a couple astrologers that I really like. Okay, so Nadia Shah is one of them. As well, and Bahati Life, but Bahati Life is more like astrology combined with tarot, and there's a couple of others, right? But overall, I was listening to a group of ladies. Okay, I was listening to a group of ladies, and they've been doing a series over the last few weeks, maybe a little bit over a month. And it's called, I think, the 3 of Cups series. And it's this 3 different tarot readers, and but they're very apt at astrology and self-understanding, okay? Just trying to give you a quick background, right? So they had done one last week sometime, I'm not sure of the day, that it was on the divine masculine. And it wasn't just about the divine masculine, but it was also about the divine masculine energy that's within us. And I found it very enlightening. And if you have some time, you should definitely check it out. But with this brother in darkness here, overcoming negative energy with feminine power, I feel like this is the wounded masculine as a whole, coming to a space. We did, and we have been talking about how, you know, some the divine feminines were going to go through like basically a portal, the 8-8 portal ahead, and then the masculines would follow behind. I feel like they're in that void period right now, okay, of readjustment and feeling a little void, of course, after you have an awakening of some sort. This could be on different levels for different people. What's good, Leah Lou? Okay, so, you know, for one masculine, it could be, you know, recognizing that something that they have been conditioned to by society is toxic. For another masculine, it could be, you know, let's say a camaraderie at work that they feel is you know, adding to a toxic energy. Whatever the case may be, once they have this like epiphany moment or realization, there's a void, of course, where you have to like do the shadow work. And I feel like a lot of the divine masculines are there right now. Okay, they're trying to heal their wounded masculine. I feel like the feminine too, because we have masculine energy as well. Okay, there might be some realization going on right now that we've been operating out of our divine masculine, or that we too have added to some toxic behaviors, or that we can't tell the difference between our Black Lilith and our divine masculine energy. Not everybody may be following what I'm saying. Okay, but for me, the Lilith is the divine energy. Okay, but there's, you know, there's a thin line between love and hate, right? The divine feminine, or the Lilith, for me, has a lot of masculine traits within her. Okay, and being able to balance that out and to do the shadow work. And I feel like the feminines are very much now, I feel like this is the last wall the tearing down. Okay, and you also got the lunar queen, she of the celestial crescent, the goddess, the divine, right? So this is like an alignment. It feels to me like they're getting an awakening. And the divine feminine is trying to find, now that she's coming to an understanding of as above, so below, that she is coming into some type of balance, and that is her void. Okay, so I'm just trying to explain what I feel is happening with the collective, and as well as what is happening individually, so you can probably see these energies playing out both in your personal and in your public lives. Okay, and I often don't give you guys like a background of like what I do, but like Sunday is really a day for me. A lot of times I'm not on Sunday because I'm taking a time to come within and get an understanding of the energy that I'm going to be explaining to you for the week. Okay, so you got the full moon in Taurus, detoxify. Okay, and I feel like this is going to be important right now. Okay, this does give me the energy of like, New Year's resolutions, but I feel like this is bigger. I mean, this may not just be like, you know, some of you, it could be alcohol, could be cigarettes, it could be anything, but this could be energies, like detoxifying from energies that either have been plaguing you in some way in your surroundings, or that you're recognizing that although you no longer are in need of certain old patterns, that you've held on to pieces of them and it's time to release them. Okay, you got trust the universe. Okay, first quarter moon in Aquarius. And I feel like we're going to be headed toward that very shortly, okay? I feel like in this void period, whether it's a masculine or a feminine, or whether you're operating in your divine masculine, divine feminine energy, all right, or the opposite of that, in your toxic masculinity or toxic femininity, which we have both, that there's a need to put to surrender and put trust into the divine. Okay, instead of trying to make certain outcomes be, I feel like one of the gifts that Jupiter can bring in is showing us, you know, clarity. And part of the problem, you know, or what could be the negative side of Jupiter being in the 12th house of Pisces would be that it can sometimes give you illusions, okay? Because the 12th house represents what we hide from ourselves. So the gift could be uncovering what we have not wanted to look at, okay? Doing the work of that and then being rewarded by Saturn for that, okay? So first quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. And this is just what I was saying, okay? About purging the things that we've been holding on to, maybe reflexively. Okay, you also have reflect on your priorities. I feel like all of 2020, on all of 2021, has been about us coming to a real understanding of what our true priorities is, our true north, what we're really looking for, what we no longer want, what no longer fits what our soul is or what our soul has become, okay? Let's see. Yeah, let's get one of these. I forget the name of this deck. This is the Astro Codes, okay? Being that this is a heavily, you know, has to do with astrology right now. What's good, Lady Soldier? I feel like this would be a good deck to get in. Can you show us what are the gifts? Anything else? Thank you. All right, so we got out here Cancer, immerse. And I feel like Cancer has, you know, deals with emotions. And I feel like what Spirit is saying here is basically now is a time to immerse yourself in not only shadow work, but like what you truly feel, right? A lot of 2021 has felt like it was on autopilot. Like we were observing and reacting to what we saw happening around us. I feel like this last week of this year, it's time like to dive deep into how we feel about the year, Okay, dive deep into what our true desires are for the outcomes that we want. Okay, maybe dive deep into some truths. Okay, why? Because you have Aries act. And that is where Jupiter will be going next. And like I said, I believe that was on April 12th, which means that by April 12th, we will be taking action on this new trajectory. Okay, you got Uranus change, and this has been highlighted, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, since 2018. Okay, it's sitting in the house of Taurus. Most of my viewership are consists of people who have some type of strong Taurian placement. This has been a time, you know, Taurus also represents the high priest or the hierophant, which would be the divine masculine energy. Okay, even though Taurus is considered to be the feminine, like a feminine side or sign, I feel like the hierophant represents Taurus in its masculine energy. Okay, and this is being affected by change, meaning that there will be a this may apply for the divine masculine as a whole in society. There will be a change as to what, spiritually speaking, the divine masculine represents. That's my strong feeling. Okay, you also have out here Virgo, digest. And I just said that there's a need in this last week to take a look at everything that you've experienced throughout 2020 and 2021. And about the direction that you want moving forward. Because for me, 2020 was a wipe out year. It was to wipe out all the things that needed to be leveled. Think of it as like one big tower. And 2021 was really, even though some things might have moved, was really about birthing from the mind and from the soul what you wanted. And to do that, you have to remove certain things, right? And then 2022 is about building it so that by 2023 we're there, okay? Yes. Yes, it was. And it was to level out some things, okay? Purposefully. Okay? Now you've got Libra, balance. And again, you know, I was saying that for me, the divine feminine is now coming to try to understand or to balance her Lilith and her divine masculine energy, okay? And then retrograde review. I just said we need to review, but we also need to prepare because Mercury is going into, I believe, shadow, like next week. Okay, and it's going to be in retrograde in January and then comes out, I think, like the first week of February. So we're headed into, you know, a Mercury retrograde, and it's going to overlap with Venus's retrograde. Okay, so let's get some angel messages, and then we will get into it. Some of them are in the upside down, but that's all right. Anything else from this deck? It says new psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. And it came out in reverse, right? So Spirit's reminding you not to resist. Also, by it being in reverse, I'm getting the energy that these gifts were dormant. They're not necessarily new. Some of yous will feel deja vu. This may be something as a small child that you were capable of doing, but as time got older, the further we get away from the birth, the more we forget the gifts that we came with. But in addition to that, this also may be like past life, like total recall. Okay? You got a star out here. You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. Okay? And this is what the Lilith teaches you if you do some research on the Lilith, okay? She is the darker side of the feminine energy, but she is not to say per se negative, okay? There are times where the darker side of femininity is necessary, hence birth. Okay, Bethany. When you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, sea salt bath, or a pedicure, or a meditation. I keep saying, for this last week, the biggest gift you can give yourself is to try to detoxify from these negative energies, clear your mental space, clear the mental clutter, okay? And you should research that. It is enlightening to understand that what you may have been conditioned to believe about femininity, or what would be society's understanding of, you know, what it would be to be, you know, divine feminine, may not necessarily align with not only your beliefs but divine energy, right? The whole concept of, and there's always a time to be submissive, both for males and females, masculine and feminine energy, right? But it's not to say that your natural state is through submission. I'll just say that, okay? Maybe one day we will do a whole thing on the Lilith, okay? A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. Okay, so like I said, there's changes and gifts that are coming in. Okay, doors are being unlocked. Okay? All right, so let's get a tarot deck. Let's get into something here. Now I'm hearing, let's give them something to talk about. The deck is upside down, but we're going to leave it just like that. Okay. I'm just getting a visualization of what's going on here. remove this lighter. All right. You got the Page of Wands out here crossed. Could be dealing with someone who is younger than you or someone who is acting immature. But I think that for most of this reading, this is going to be about ourselves, right? So if the Page of Wands, my light just went out. If the Page of Wands is representing ourselves, right? And it's coming out crossed. This could be an indication that that you're unsure if you hold the same passion about something that you once did. Okay, I'm going to try to turn this light back on. Okay. So you could be questioning, or maybe you feel like, you know, you've been going at something for so long that you may feel like you're not getting anywhere. Okay, I don't want to get too ahead because I feel like I see a whole story here, but let's do the clarifiers with them. Page of Wands, Spirit. Page of Wands. With the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So this would say to me that some of us could be losing passion for something. Page of Wands is a messenger, right? But it also is sometimes not well thought out. And then you're being clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, not in reverse, right? So this is asking us, are we losing passion for something because it no longer aligns with us, or because we didn't think something all the way out with this Seven of Pentacles in reverse? And the job of going back and looking at the finer details, or looking at oneself, or looking in that hidden 12th house is daunting. It's daunting. And maybe we don't want to take responsibility for some of that. So we would rather say, well, I didn't really want that anyway. But if you do that, you'll be cheating yourself, okay? Seven of Pentacles. Right? But this King of Wands crossed with the Strength card crossed feels like losing steam. Okay? Feels like losing steam. Okay, so we got some votes here to talk about the Lilith. This feels like some the energy of losing steam and then convincing oneself that you no longer want something, so that way you don't have to put in the work. I got to keep it 100, okay? Three of Pentacles in reverse. And now we might be getting to the bones of the real issue here, okay? Three of Pentacles in reverse suggests that there could be some type of collaboration, whether this is romantic, friendship, family, business, that hasn't been working out, okay? Or that you feel you need to proceed. Here. Three of Pentacles in reverse. With the Page of Swords in the upright, feeling blocked from a collaboration, and the Empress. The Empress doesn't necessarily need a partner. She needs the seed, and she gets that from the Divine Masculine. Yes, she does, right? But there's something here about, first off, Jupiter in its Sagittarian home asks us to open ourselves up to a higher energy, to a higher frequency, and to receive messages from the ether. Okay? this Page of Swords, to me, feels like the divine has blocked off avenues that would make you feel comfortable, hence relationships, whatever way that may be, work or play or private, family, whatever, has blocked off codependent avenues to make the Empress stand. No more sitting. Normally she's sitting, right? Standing in her truth, okay? Because when she does that, she receives the Two of Cups, okay? This is also that internal balance, but it is that soulmate, that worthy soulmate, okay? High Priestess intuitively, okay? Deciding to go within to restore with the Six of Cups to oneself, true compass, okay, with the Knight of Pentacles, to build something stable for herself. And then she receives justice. That is her justice, learning that she could do it on her own. That is the illumination. That is the sun. That also builds the ego. Something that, you know, women have toxic ego as well, right? But sometimes we don't have enough healthy ego where we are willing to stand in the front, to be seen. We want to do that with a partner. And this is what this Three of Pentacles in reverse is saying to me. 10 of Pentacles, right? But between this sun and this 10 of Pentacles lies the 10 of Swords. And that's the fear. That what? That we'll have to build it alone? Or that we can't make it alone? And then who's putting the blades in for real then? Is it them or is it us? Okay? Because we teach people how to treat us, right? And I would go a step further. I would say that didn't want to do it alone. I would say that not only do we teach people how to treat us, but that we choose people to treat us in certain fashions because we are basically punishing ourselves for what we have failed to do or failed to achieve or failed to see or whatever. Because you have to give your power away to begin with for someone to do something to you. Okay? With few exceptions, but for the most part, okay? Ace of Wands in reverse. Here's that loss of passion again, right? Or do we feel that if we stand in our strength, if we stand in our power, if we go after something alone, then we'll be undesirable to the divine masculine because we'll be seen as too strong? Could that possibly be part of the problem here? Okay, this is what I've always talked to like my inner circle of feminines about when I say that what is the word? We placate them. We placate them. Okay, but by placating them, we are rejecting parts of ourselves. But we also placate them because we're afraid that they will go somewhere else to someone who will lick their boo-boos and all that shit. So we betray ourselves, right? Ace of Wands, the loss of passion, and then Five of Swords. So we're so determined in the win that we end up fighting for shit we don't even really want no more. How about that? The devil is out here as well. I guess today Spirit decided they were going to tell us about ourselves. Me included. This shit fit me too. I ain't different. Devil. Devil with the Wheel of Fortune. Woo! That's a whole word right there. The devil with the Wheel of Fortune. How many times do you want to learn the lesson? With the Five of Wands, okay? Look at this shit. How many times do we want to go through the same fucking situation, get our asses dragged? How many times do we want to do it? And each time, are we getting a different outcome? Okay, because it's looking like it always ends in the Five of Wands, which is conflict. So to keep the peace, or to not be left, or to not have to stand up, or any of those, you know, find the one that you feel more closely aligns with you. We have traded away things that in reality will only bring us conflict. And the question I would ask to that lady soldier would be that, because I feel like that too. Like, I don't ever want to feel like that again, right? But when we felt like that, when we went through that experience, how did we manage the healing of that? What did we do to ensure? Did we put ourselves in a bubble and give up on certain dreams and let go of certain things because we felt they were no longer possible or available to us? Right? Or did we incorporate some changes in ourselves so that we could attain the things that we wanted without having to compromise that? I feel like if you would have asked me that when I was maybe in my early 30s, I would have definitely been shouting from the rooftops like, I understand and I changed that and I fixed that. But did I? Did I? Or did I just carry, like, in other words, did I look at it? Did I look in the box, see some things, unwrap some shit? But did I still carry the bag with me? Did I still have the scar? Do I still have the scar? Am I still able to be triggered in that way? These are the questions. These are the questions. Chariot. Chariot with the Five of Cups. So I feel like what Spirit is saying here is that if we don't get real about what we want and why we want it, and for whom do we want it, and for what reason do we want it, then all we're doing is chasing the Five of Cups. The one that got away, or the spilled milk, or avoiding looking at that part. You know what I'm saying? Avoiding wanting to look like, are we running? Because the Chariot, you know, is movement, right? Are we running from the Five of Cups because we don't believe in ourselves, or that we can have it, or that we can have that and a partner, or that to have a partner we have to be less? Like, what the fuck? Are we, you know, really thinking about ourselves? Not here, you know, where you're like, you know, in the mirror, like, I is beautiful, I is intelligent, right? I'm talking about back here where the fucked up shit lives. Two of Cups. Ooh. So here's the Two of Cups. And here's the Queen of Wands. So, ooh, this is like a dual fucking message right now. Okay, hold on. I gotta like. So the Two of Cups, or is it that we believe that the only time that we're the Phoenix rising, beautiful, youthful, full of life, is when we're in a relationship? Or worse, that once you become past a certain point, in your life. Let's say, you know, we do have, you know, when you look at the triple moon goddess, it's like the child, the maiden, and the crone, right? The maiden, mother, and crone, right? So what happens after motherhood? Then you go into crone, and there'll always be a queen of wands. In other words, that there'll always be a third party. That's antithetical to the Lilith energy. If you do your research, you'll find out, okay? And then what do we get? Okay, the King of Cups. So at best, he'll be a great dad. He might be unemotionally available to you though. Okay? He's gonna hide his feelings, right? That'll be his style of communication, right? This also, the Queen of Cups and this King, I should say the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups and the Eight of Wands. This also could be runner-chaser energy, right? She's chasing him to be noticed. He's holding back his emotion, and that's how they communicate. That would be fucked up too, right? How many of us have experienced that? I'm not answering questions right now, Brishy, but I do that on Wednesdays, okay, hun? Please join us. Seven of Wands, of Swords is the next card. Google's Lilith Moon, exactly. Seven of Swords. And you know what? I think that when I do my Lilith webinar, that one's going to be private because not everybody's ready to hear about that, okay? So I feel like those who want to participate will invest in that. You know, it'll be a nominal fee, but it's something that you got to be ready to look at, okay? There's so much expansion in it, but it's also some heavy realizations that come with it. All right, Seven of Swords, Spirit, why? I won't make that too expensive because I feel like that's something, you know, that as feminines that we need. But I also feel like it's not for people to ingest if they're not in the right place, if they're not to the point where they want to explore themselves, okay? So that's what I'll say about that. You got the Seven of Swords out here with the Two of Wands. I feel like Spirit's saying here, are we choosing, you know, deception, you know, to be deceived, right? Are we willing to be deceived? Are we choosing to be deceived? Okay, Lady Soldier, I definitely will. And I'll make an announcement about that. You know, maybe we'll do that somewhere around Valentine's Day. I think that would be important. But I feel like this Two of Wands with the Seven of Swords, we could be choosing to deceive ourselves by making certain decisions that we know is not, you know, could be taking the easier route with this with this Page of Wands being crossed, because, you know, we tell ourselves, well, I didn't really want that anyway. I didn't really want it anyway. I didn't want it anyway. Right? Let's talk about the other side of it. You know, the energy of where we feel a certain way about the decisions we've made. We might have had some realizations, but to change it, we have to lose some things, and we rather not. So we just don't look at it. Don't change it. Don't do anything, and continue to live in some state of self-deception. Five of Wands. The Magician. Now this is exciting. Okay. So with this Five of Wands, this is the inner conflict, the turmoil. This is also the conflict it causes when we have the courage to choose ourselves. The initial reaction is that society will tell you to get in line. Okay? And then you have here the Magician. This way of going about existence, about needing a partnership, whether it be romantic or otherwise, is causing this conflict. It's causing this internal conflict. It's causing conflicts around you, because when you get the thing you don't want, you can claim that you didn't ask for it, or that you were a victim, or, you know, everybody has their role to play. I'm not just saying that we're solely to blame for the things that people do, but we are to blame for tolerating them, right? You have the Magician here, right? Or the Magician is known for his alchemy and having the tools. Or we can heal ourselves and heal those internal conflicts, right? And bring illumination, as well as bringing illumination. This is bringing that healthy ego. The healthy ego, if we are, you know, willing to be the Magician and do alchemy on ourselves, okay? We can have the healthy ego. The Sun is the ego, but those of you that have taken my course know that the Sun also is masculine. So you would be also healing your inner masculine. And then you get Justice, the two scales, the balance. But first you have to be the Knight of Swords and speak your truth. Ten of Wands, that maybe you've been purposely carrying other people's burdens so that you don't have to stand up for what you want. You'll always have someone else's reason. Well, I couldn't because the kids needed me. I couldn't because, you know, he didn't let me, or he wouldn't have liked it, or society didn't want it, or whatever we tell ourselves, right? But if we do this Knight of Swords and we follow our star, our North Star, wow, Spirit is, look, because I didn't even look at the card that was coming next. But if we do this, it all comes full circle. The Hierophant, right? The Divine Masculine. We would heal ourselves. We would heal that part of ourselves. Okay, I feel like 2020 and 2021 was all about a spiritual quest for the Divine Feminine. Right? And maybe all along, you know, while she was stepping into, what's good, Copenhagen, while she was stepping into her Lilith and learning to take control of her Lilith, or to not be ashamed or not hide her Lilith, that in the same breath she would be healing her Divine Masculine. That is fucking powerful. And there goes the Tower. The breakthrough. From what? The Hermit, who does what? Meditate. What have I been saying for the last 2 weeks? So that we can see the things that have been blinding us, that have been blocking us, that we haven't wanted to look at. And we could stop juggling this to and fro and whether I will or will I won't or can it be or, right? And make a final decision, right? No longer lying to ourselves. Speak the truth and shame the devil. And look who's there, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay? She is a perfect example. Why? Because she's the quintessential spouse, but look at her holding that big ass coin. She's usually an entrepreneur. This is the queen that has it all. This is the queen that does both. Okay? Look, the Eight of Pentacles. But do you want to put in the work? Or do you want to tell yourself that you really didn't want it anyway because it feels fucking hard? Because the victory is right there. Hold on to your dreams. Look at that. Don't compromise them. Don't give them, away so easily. Because you don't. You carry it in the middle of the night with the Nine of Swords, okay? And then what happens when you do that? Look who comes in. The King of Pentacles. Okay? That's the true new beginning. Okay? And then here's Temperance. The divine is waiting. Temperance is Sagittarius, represents Jupiterian energy. I told you, this is full circle. This is what Spirit is bringing to you. Divine timing. The gifts is a new beginning. The Four of Wands, which to me is inner harmony. Six of Cups, returning to the true self. You know what I just heard in my head? If you build it, they will come. I don't even remember what that was from, but I think it was a commercial. But the point is, all this time we've been, as a lot of feminines, afraid to build something for ourselves because we felt we needed others or that we would be ridiculed or mocked. And all along, that was the gift. That's the gift. You want to be a winner? Be the Knight of Wands. Don't be afraid to try new things. Live life like the quintessential student. All of your days be learning something. Yes. Four of Swords. How? Through meditation. Why? Because you're better than the rest. Because you see your worth. Because you have healthy boundaries now. Because you love yourself. And then you can give to yourself the Six of Pentacles, which you have been giving to everybody else but you. And you teach people how to treat you. So once they see you giving to yourself in that manner, they know that you won't accept anything less from others. And then you can never be left out in the cold again. And what are the odds that this is the one card that was in reverse? And then what's there? The Two of Cups. I mean, the Two of Cups. This is the balance, so within and so without, right? The Moon, your deepest desires. But we live so much in fear, this fucking Ten of Swords. This is what's killing us. This is what's killing us. This is what's betraying us. That we're walking around, whether we put the swords in or somebody else did. Look how we're walking around with the fucking swords still in our backs. High Priestess. Your inner soul knows that it's true. Three of Pentacles. What if the Three of Pentacles didn't represent someone else, but it represented you, your divine masculine, and your divine feminine? What if that's the real Trinity? Spirit says use their discernment. Does it make sense? Okay? Page of Cups. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know. And then pick up and go to calmer waters. It's okay to walk away from things that no longer serve you. Plan for the long game. The Queen of Swords. All right? Death and rebirth is ours to claim every day. It's ours to claim every day. Every day you're reborn. Three of Cups. Happiness can be yours if you see through the illusions. Okay? Ace of Pentacles. But what do you value? Page of Wands is now in the upright. What are you passionate about? What would be your wish fulfillment? What would be your soul's truth? What would be your Ten of Cups? And how could you do that being still the Nine of Pentacles? Why do you have to trade your independence for the happy life, happy wife, happy family? Right? Why do you have to be emotionally untrue to yourself with the Queen of Cups here in reverse and in a constant state of anxiety? Excuse me. To be chosen, the Lovers. Do you not think that you are worthy of the Ace of Cups? Are you not your own, thank you, Copenhagen, are you not your own emperor, or were the emperor off with her head? Right? Off with her head, because she doesn't, she's not Eve. She doesn't know her place. She wasn't born from my rib, and I don't tell her what the fuck to do. Okay? Ace of Wands. Thank you, Shamika. Ace of Wands. Are you passionate about this part of your journey? Are you passionate? Have your passions awakened? Are you seeing them now? Okay? And if you don't, what are you still investing in it for? Here's the world. Right? When there's a whole world out there that you can go and find what is really speaks to your soul. Right? Or you could sit here in the bullshit and take what's given to you. You know, some shit with salt and pepper and ketchup. And you can be stuck in the Hangman and the Knight of Pentacles where, you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then you ask, why do I have the Three of Swords? And why am I in this mental prison? Because the community, what you felt was the Ten of Pentacles was based on who was standing with you. Okay, Three of Wands. You needed them for your ships to come in, right? Knight of Cups. This is Camelot, your knight in shining armor. Okay, Nine of Wands. But in some ways, were you not really resisting this because you allowed all this other shit that you knew was not for you? You consciously knew it at some point, and you stayed with that because of your fear. So you kind of blocked that Camelot, right? Or were you afraid to be your own Camelot? Many ways to look at it. The Chariot is now here. Last card of the deck. To take you to your final destination. What do you want that to be? Bottom of the first deck that we chose. It's the Four of Wands. It could be your harmony. It could be your, Six of Swords. Calmer waters. But first you gotta get up from the table. Okay? King of Cups. This motherfucker ain't gonna ever, wear his heart on his sleeve. Whatever this person is, or what it represents. A job, approval, a distant relationship, a parent that doesn't give approval, any of those kind of things. Or you can be true to yourself with the Six of Cups and make peace with your inner child and what is important to you, your inner desires, and get that gift from Jupiter, Temperance, and become a Hierophant. All right? I feel like Spirit had a lot to say there, and I hope that I was not too wordy. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to take a postcard, and then we're going to get up out of here because I feel like that was a healthy message. A big old whopping message from Spirit today. And I feel like we should have a little time to think about that and what that means to us individually. Spirit, could you give us one card? You gave me 3. Okay. Dearest you, there are times you get lost but refuse to see your part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. What was I just talking about? That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that's shown up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to get started again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so much. This actually touched on exactly what I was saying. All right, we also have here, dearest you. Selfless giving is an elixir so sweet and life-giving and amazing that it should be customary for everyday living. Right now, generosity is being asked of you. Let go of debt. Release, hold on, sorry. Let go of debt. Release an obligation or do a solid kindness to someone for no other reason that is an exercise of the heart. You will be surprised how quickly a generous heart is repaid. We know your expectations. No, sorry, skip the line. We know it often doesn't happen in the immediate exchange, so temper your expectations. Know that life has an uncanny way of sending miracles seemingly unrelated to your kindness. Yes, interconnected in magical ways. The more you act from generosity, the bigger your heart grows and the more love and abundance you will experience. We also know that someone could be entering your life with a generous offer for you. Take it and trust you are worthy and deserving of it. You have to receive, not just give. Now remember, I said that we were dealing with things that we didn't want to deal with solely because we were afraid of how much work we would have to do on ourselves. But on the other side of that is the true life that we want, right? So a lot of times what the feminine is doing is giving things. She's giving things in hopes of getting back. Over giving. Okay? Now, this is a call to give with no expectation in return. And if the feminine is being truthful with herself, she can list the times that she gave in hopes of getting. Okay, that has to change. And we have one more out here. Dearest you, do you ever wonder whether your ideas and inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than generated from your mind alone? We are here to tell you we are always whispering in your ear about your highest good. We are conduits for spirit, letting you know you are living channel for this awesome co-creative energy. When you're feeling inspired, it means you heard us. Inspiration means spirit is breathing through you. Inspiration needs your human passion to keep it going so you can make a difference in this world. So keep moving on what inspires you. Let yourself be led into new experiences and know that this is why you are on earth. Your purpose is to discover your spirited nature and to bring forth through your efforts whatever is meant to be. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. You are so loved. Okay? Now, exactly. Okay, so here is the Page of Wands where we started and it was crossed. And I asked you, did you lose passion for something? Or is that what you're telling yourself to no longer have to go after what you truly desire, right? And then I guess the next question would be, in light of this card I read, is where is this inspiration coming from? And where is this loss of passion coming from? Is this loss of passion coming from fear? Right? Is spirit trying to breathe life into you, but because you're tired or because you feel like the road is arduous, right when you're about to get your breakthrough, you are, afraid? And listen, there's days I'm afraid too. Don't think, because I come on here and I try to break down this energy for you, that I'm not living this experience with you, because I am. Okay? So I'm just going to let Spirit give us one more opportunity to show us directly what the gifts are. And then I'm up on out of here. Okay, guys? Anything else that... Anything else from this deck? Wow. Love, love, love it. Oh, okay. So we have here despair. The gift is to release the despair. This is the gift that Jupiter wants to give you, that you can no longer or will no longer desire to keep yourself in spaces that in some way you have designed to protect yourself from getting hurt, but it also doesn't let you move forward, right? If you do that, you become the privileged lady. Okay, you step into your unique power, or you could let the thief take it. You could give the credit to someone else, like a spouse or a boss or a child, right? Or you could be brave enough and take the journey. Where does this journey end? Great fortune. And the courtship. And the marriage. Embrace the change. You get the family room. Don't just let it be a thought anymore. Okay? Remember, the rest of this week is about reflecting, meditating, clearing out the cobwebs. Wednesday, Jupiter goes direct. Where? Into Pisces. It's been direct, but it was in Aquarius, and now it's going to enter Pisces, okay? Use this time so that you can get the gifts that have been delayed, okay? Because that's all they've been. It's not that they're not coming. They were just delayed, all right? So that's what I have for you guys. I'd just like to say thank you to my returning subscribers for coming through and spending a little time with me. And if you're a new viewer and you felt I resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and comment, as I'd love to have you as part of the Lovely Soul family. I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Namaste, gang, gang.